Hi, I'm Monisha Mitra. I'm a mindfulness and personal growth mentor. And I'm just going to wing this particular video. If I had to give you my personal perspective on why I created the concept of infinite learning, it's very simple. I've always held this belief that the words don't know or I don't know should not be there in anybody's dictionary. No matter what subject you talk about, whether it's about quantum physics, whether it's about how a clock works, whether it's about cooking, whether it's about a recipe, whether it's about crochet, it doesn't really matter. I don't know means that you're not willing to give it a shot or give it a try. My belief has always been, and you could call me a jack of all trades, because of which I end up going down rabbit holes when I'm working on a subject or working on a topic or reading up on something. It's important for me as an individual to know everything about, well, everything, which can be a little ridiculous and a little mind-boggling and a little exhausting for a lot of people, from ghost hunting to UFOs to mindfulness to reading Eckhart Tolle to Tony Robbins to my coach and the guru who I really believe in, Siddharth Rajshekar, to Dale Carnegie, to uh, Canfield, you name it. It's just something that I sort of deep dive into, and then it just absorbs me, and I can't stop. Okay, so um, call it this need to learn, which is where my idea came from. Is that when I've been a trainer and a teacher in institutes and teaching young people from 17, 18, 19, all the way up to 25, 26 year olds, or as a trainer, this is the one thing I always tell people, is that don't be content uh, with being in the space you're in. Try and find more to learn, more to absorb. Be like a sponge, absorb information. Now, so a lot of people would turn around and say, well, you know what, sometimes that can be very risky. Sure, it can be, but you know when to stop. There is content I will not consume. When I'm sort of scrolling social media, there is content I know that that will upset me or mess with my mindset. I don't consume that topic because, or I don't consume that subject unless I feel very strongly about it. Like I feel very strongly about animals and animal cruelty, and I follow Dodo, and it so you have to be authentic to your core values. So my knowledge absorption is always around knowing more about how the universe works. So every news release by NASA I will read. Okay, and then I will check solar storms. Then I will check how the weather gets impacted, how the stars move, how what black holes are, which two stars are colliding. It's like I said, it's a rabbit hole I go into, or which is what drove me to create infinite learning and create courses and write books on about things that I learn and knowledge I have acquired, and more importantly, things that I practice myself. For example, when I teach people in my training or in my one to one, I teach people square breathing. It's something that I practice myself. When I teach people about healing their energies, it's something that I learned uh, from a coach, which I implemented myself. I saw the results. Okay, I experienced it. And I don't do it for the money. Yes, it's money is important to survive. You know, show me the money. It's important to survive. It's important for money is important for me to pay my bills, but it is not the mainstay in me being an educator. I come from a long line of educators. My mother was the principal of school. Um, Her grandfather on her mother's side was a professor of history and English in Hislop College, Nagpur. Her grandmother on her father's side was the principal of a small school in Aund. I have cousins who are teachers in the education field and trainers and coaches. I'm genetically engineered to be a teacher. Call it generational pattern, but it's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that brings me a sense of purpose to give back and to train people. I have coached clients who have not been able to pay me more than 100 rupees an hour. And that was a okay, because there has to be that transaction as a mentor when I'm working with people. Not that I make it a habit, but if somebody needs help, I'm available. I have students who have passed out, graduated, and have written to me and said that something that I said in class, a note that they wrote, they have gone back to it during a very difficult time. And for me, that for me is what makes everything that I do worthwhile. It's when I'm able to touch even one person out of a class of 60 that I feel I have done something or achieved something that day. So for me, my sense of why, like Simon Sinek says, it's important to know your why. Why do I do this? Because there were a lot of kind people and very generous, graceful people that I met in my life, who were maybe for a short while or a long while have extended a helping hand to me or stood by me, supported me through my most difficult and dark days. And if I can be that for somebody, I think I will have met my purpose, which is how infinite learning also came about. It is my attempt to reach out to people and get them to help themselves, because it's when you help yourself that you actually help others.